One of the biggest challenges that I've had to overcome personally is this feeling that I need to be all in when it comes to anything that I do, whether that's with my health, whether that's with my hobbies, whether that is with my business. And it is something that is so common with business leaders because when you are so driven to have success in your business, in your personal life, in your health, that there's this feeling that we have to kind of jump all in. And quite often, this is the reason, especially when it comes to your health, that you don't see the results that you want. Because when you go all in, it essentially kind of creates this mindset that if you're not doing everything, you are not going to succeed. And essentially, this brings about a massive feeling of discomfort. Now, don't get me wrong, discomfort is not a bad thing. Discomfort is a positive thing when channeled in the right way. But if we're trying to go all in with making positive changes for our health from like an exercise, a nutrition, a lifestyle point of view, plus trying to do everything with our business, personal life and all that kind of stuff, it can create too much discomfort. And that is why I wanted to talk about how to properly utilize discomfort to get you the results that you want to get within your health. And it brings me onto something that you may be familiar with from an exercise perspective, but actually works with all manner of health, fitness, business, and personal life situations. And that is something called progressive overload. Now, progressive overload is essentially, from an exercise perspective, just increasing the repetitions ever so slightly to gradually overload the system. Essentially, like when you are hitting your max number of reps and it's starting to feel easy for, let's say, a bench press, then add a little bit more weight, add a bit more time under tension, reduce the reps but decrease the rest as well. There's lots of ways that we can progressively overload. And this is very similar with your health and your habits. Instead of going all in and kind of throwing ourselves in with these huge changes, make a change or a couple of changes that are slightly smaller and progressively overload them as you go. Like essentially, once they get easier, make it a little bit harder. And the reason we want to do this is because of this statement. Yes, don't get me wrong, it is a cliche, but change happens outside of your comfort zone. And that is what we are trying to do with progressive overload. We are trying to take ourselves outside of our comfort zone, but we're doing it cleverly because we're not doing it in a way that is going to cause too much discomfort and essentially make us feel like it's too much and needing to step back. And this is essentially how it looks. So right now, let's say this is your health and you've not really made much of a start. Your comfort zone might be very, very small and your discomfort zone very big. If that is the case, then saying to yourself, well, going from 0 to 5 sessions per week and going from absolutely no knowledge of tracking intake to 1,200 calories a week and from 0 water intake to 8 liters and blah, 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 we jump from a very small comfort zone to a very big discomfort zone and we can't maintain it. So instead, what we want to do is make small changes. Go from 0 workouts to maybe 2. Even if that's a bit too much discomfort, then go for 1. Instead of setting yourself this huge calorie limit and asking yourself to hit it 7 days a week, maybe set a really conservative calorie limit. So make the deficit a little bit less under the maintenance and hit that for 2-3 times a week. Either way, small changes, progressive overload. Because over time, this is what happens. Your comfort zone grows bigger. It expands to that rate that you have gone outside of your comfort zone. It expands to the edges of the discomfort that you felt. And then when that happens and things start to feel easier, you make the small change again. You progressively overload that little change because you'll know exactly what happens. Your comfort zone gets bigger. It will expand to that point where you have made the small change. And then from there, we make another small change. And essentially, you just grow and grow and grow. Really progressively, in a way that you probably won't even realize it. But so often, if you just start with 1 or 2 workouts a week and get good at fitting them in and finding ways of enjoying them, then you'll notice that you might want to start doing 3 or 4. Or, alongside your 2 workouts a week, you'll go for a walk a little bit more often. Maybe going for walks on your lunch break or on a Sunday with your family. Same with your food. You start off with just being aware of food, and then you start making positive changes for 1 meal, and then you're making positive changes for 3 meals, and it expands. Compared to if we went from 0 to 100, get overwhelmed and think this is too much, can't do it right now. Progressive overload of your habits within your health, so that is your nutrition, your exercise, your lifestyle, and everything else that comes with it, is going to be the way forward if you want to see long-term sustainable results. And let's be honest, who doesn't want that?